In a world where men and women don't understand each other, one man must make YouTube videos to explain the differences and understand who they are, in hopes that one day they may finally get each other and can be happy together. That's me. Hi, I'm Matt Thompson, famous YouTuber. Here today to make another video. And today we are back with what makes a basic bro. Now, many of you know that we made the anatomy of a basic white girl several weeks ago. And I said that I was going to have a brunch where all my lady friends would explain to me what makes a basic bro. Unsurprisingly, none of them accepted my invite for brunch, but that's okay. We're here now making this video. I think the camera's a little crooked. Anyways, yeah, so they said no to my brunch offer, but they still wanted to give their input, so they texted me what their thoughts were. So thanks, ladies. Really appreciate y'all. Thanks for your patience, feedback, and care. Your moment has come, and I am now making this video to roast the young men. Not that I roasted you. I did that in kindness because I understand you and get you. But we're gonna let the young man have it. That's right. So I have made a similar list through suggestions of you all, my own brain, and things I scoured on the internet, and I have put together the comprehensive list of what makes a basic bro. Now, this is going to be similar to the anatomy of a basic white girl, that we're going to write down things, we're going to score points, and then we're going to add up our score. Yeah. So there will be bonus points again. We'll make sure to count up at the end, so that way we all know how many points you can have in total, and then we'll go from there. So, first thing you need to know, what makes a bro, and then I will explain to you as well what this tells you about him, because that's very important as well. First thing that you might find with a bro is, hey dude, shoes. Now, what this tells you is that he has no sense of style. Those things are ugly. So, second, we have golf. Now, what golf tells you is that he grew up with some level of money and affluence, and so therefore his family could afford to take him out to have lessons, clubs, the nice gear, and everything like that. So that's what you learn when a basic bro likes golf. Next, we're gonna have a couple that are kind of combined. So you have protein powder, and then you have a basic. Now there's a space in between there, even though it doesn't look like it. A basic workout split. Now, you get a bonus point here if you also take mirror selfies. So if you're keeping track, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible points that you can have. Now, what these tell you about him is that he's self-conscious about his body and he's looking to get in shape in hopes that you find him attractive. So that's important to realize. That's why he's doing that. Next, we have fantasy football plus sports betting. Now, fantasy football, that's the 1 point, and then a bonus point if you're also into sports betting, which is one step further than fantasy football. So this gives you an indication of the lack of self-restraint that he will have approximately from September through December. And it also will let you know the amount of financial or how financially destitute you will be throughout your marriage with him, assuming it gets that far. Anyways, so we got that one. Next, we have socially unaware. Now, this is really important, and you can identify this when he starts mansplaining things to you. So you might ask yourself, is he socially unaware? And if he mansplains or if he's terrible at texting, that's how you know he's socially unaware. Simple enough. After that, this one's very important actually. He has the reading level of a 6th grader. Now that might actually be generous to give him a 6th grader, but point is that he has not read a book since he was required to in grade school, and then everything else has been spark noted since then. He spends most of his time on TikTok and Instagram, and anything that has a comprehension level beyond that is beyond his capacity. So, very important to know. And that partially feeds into also why he may be poor at texting and have bad social awareness. This one is great. Crypto. You may find that many young men are into crypto, such as Bitcoin, Dogecoin, whatever the coins are. This is a very common phenomenon amongst young men, and this is a surefire indicator that he's actually poor. So, after this, we have cold showers and cold plunges. Now, this is for men who are in the phase of like, I need to work on myself and build self-discipline. They've probably seen a couple of YouTube videos that cold showers and cold plunges have amazing health benefits, and they're trying to hack their health to a certain degree. Often to go along with this, you'll see stuff about not wanting to have red dye 40, seed oils, and other various substances within their bodies. My friends who are watching this video, you know who exactly I'm talking about. I love you, man. I'm just kidding. Next, we have Joe Rogan. Now this one tells you whether or not he's into alt-right conspiracy theories, or maybe not alt-right, but just very wacky conspiracy theories. So, that's a good one to know. This one is also interesting. He either drives a truck or a sporty sedan. This also is an indicator of how much income that he has. So like this is maybe like $1 sign. Like if you can afford a nice kind of sporty car, you're doing all right. But sporty sedan is the key because it still has to drive during the snow. It's an all year round vehicle because it's his only car. And then the truck tells you that he has a bit more money because that's a nicer vehicle. So, then we have long drinks, White Claws, High Noons. You know what I'm talking about, the like fruity sort of drinks that every bro drinks. I actually don't know what this tells you about them, but I have just found in life that this is what they drink consistently. So, yeah, if you drink any one of those, give yourself a point. So I think it's important to keep track of how many points we can have thus far. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So up to this point, you can have 14 possible points. Now we're moving to the other side of the fridge. Next we have, he has watched one or more of the following. We have Star Wars. We have Marvel. And then we have Lord of the Rings. So, if you have watched each of these, you get 1 point for each. So if you watch Star Wars, you get 1 point. If you have watched Marvel, you get 1 point. If you've watched Lord of the Rings, you get 1 point. Now, what this tells you, it's more so about like how many of these he's hit. So, like, say if he's hit one of these, he's probably okay. But if he's watched all of these, he probably doesn't get out much. Um, yeah. Anyways, moving on. That one hit home. Next, he wears Carhartt. I think Carhartt spelled with a T or two T's. Who cares? But what this tells you is that he actually doesn't work in the trades and probably doesn't know how to work with his hands. So it's kind of ironic in that way where you would think, oh, he's wearing Carhartt. He probably knows how to work with his hands. It's actually quite the opposite. Carhartt is a fashion brand now. It's not a work brand. If he's wearing Dickies, then I know he works with his hands and is probably financially responsible. But Carhartt, basic bro. Next we have an Apple Watch. This shows you that he cares about his health maybe to a small degree and he's too poor to buy something nice like a Rolex. And then we have spreadsheets and dollar signs. This means that he studied a combination of business, finance, something along those lines in college. He works in a corporate job doing something that, like, when you hear him talk about it, it's like, dude, no one really cares. Yeah, so he's crunching numbers. He's going to be replaced by AI in 10 years. So that means he will have to sell his truck and buy a sedan. And he will no longer be able to afford his golf hobby. So yeah, just something to watch out for the future if he's in this field. Yeah. Anyways, that brings us to our last one. Now, this one is going to be several in one. His dating profile. If his dating profile contains any of the following, now, young men, if you're watching this, you give yourself 1 point for each. If he says that his personality is a golden retriever, you give yourself 1 point. If he has a fish pick, generally something like that, 1 point. If he has a goal to visit all the national parks, 1 point. If his profile says he is fluent in sarcasm, 1 point. And next, he has a wedding photo, not of him being married, of course, but it's him at a wedding holding a drink of some sort. And then lastly, he says he wants someone who doesn't take life too seriously. This is like it's, I don't know how to describe it. This is true. This is simply truth. Like, you know truth when you hear it, and as you hear this, you know this is true. So you're giving yourself 1 point for each of those, young men. And don't tell me you don't have a dating profile, because I know you've probably had one at some point. It's 2026. We've all been there, so be honest with me. Give me a point for every single one of those that you have. So now I'm going to count up the points that we can have in total. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So we are out of 26 points here. Now, I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't score myself. So I do not wear Hey Dude shoes. I do not golf. I do have protein powder. I do have a basic workout splits, but I do not take mirror selfies. I do play fantasy football, but I do not sports bet. I I don't think I'm socially unaware. Reading level of a 6th grader, I actually read at a very high level. I'm not invested into crypto. I did have a cold showers phase, so I will give myself a point there. I don't hate Joe Rogan, but I don't love him either. Since I gave myself a point for the shower, I'll pass on Rogan. Because, I mean, I'd say those are both like half a point maybe for me. And so I'll make that a full point there. Trucker or Sporty Sedan. Yeah, I guess we got that one. Don't really drink those. I've watched Star Wars, Marvel, and Lord of the Rings, so apparently I don't get out much. I don't wear Carhartt. I do have an Apple Watch on right now, though. I don't work in finance, and then my dating profiles in the past have said that I am fluent in sarcasm, and I want someone who doesn't take life too seriously. So if we count all these up, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I give myself one that? Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I got 11 out of 26. This is kind of similar to the anatomy of a basic white girl. So if you get less than, say, 8, you might be a girl. Or whatever insults you want to put in there to make someone feel insecure about their masculinity. And if you get more than 18, I don't know how I would describe this. You have no sense of individuality. You may not exist as a person. You may need to go into the mountains and discover who you are, and then come back and be like, oh, this is actually who so-and-so is. So, -8 plus 18, we'll say you're in a crisis of identity. Perfect. Yeah, so I think that wraps this one up. Yeah, I wanted to cook this up for you before I put together my magnum opus that is going to be coming soon. I've been thinking long and hard on that one, but I wanted to get this one out to you, especially to my loyal friend girls who won't come to my brunch, because I know you wanted to see this. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, leave a comment in terms of what your score was. Whether you're a average basic bro, I don't know if there's a healthy basic bro, I don't know if I want to go that far, but if you're within the healthy basic bro range, we'll call it that, why not? Or if you are having an identity crisis, or if you're learning now that at your stage in life you might actually be a woman, yeah, just leave that all in the comments. Look forward to talking to you soon. Take care, friends.